Hello, hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 188. In the last chapter, 187, we basically have a continuation of the fight between Kashimo and Hikari. Towards the middle of the chapter, we have Hikari getting his second jackpot, and Kashimo's like, I figured out how this works, alright? You don't got the bonus for your next domain expansion. Ergo meaning there's a good chance I can kill you once your time goes off. There is immortality. I survived the first one, so if I survive the second one. But Kashimo's a gang member, alright? He rolls in deep. So he said, fuck all that noise about letting your buff run out. I'll just kill you with the buff. And then we get a little flashback for Kashimo. But that's not really important to the fight. Point is, Kashimo is completely prepped to kill this guy while he's immortal, and Hikari just got his jackpot back. And with that being said, let's get right into chapter 188. So the chapter starts off actually with a poem of some form. I don't know what the poem means. I read it, and it seems like it's about... Actually, I have no clue what it's about, to be honest. I'm not a poet. We're just going to move on from that. But if you read the chapter, you can see the poem, and maybe you might understand it better than me, but I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so we got the fight beginning. So we start off with Hikari and Kashimo kind of doing that running parallel to each other thing. And they're running around the shipment containers. As they're running around, Hikari decides to kind of cut off Kashimo as he's running around the containers. And he punches one of them towards Kashimo. Kashimo, though, he's like, bro, it's not that easy. And he hits the container back. And then they begin boxing each other through the container. They're crushing the thing. And once the thing's pretty much completely flattened, Hikari then goes for another punch to just get the whole punch the whole thing straight into Kashimo since he's right in front of it. But Kashimo sees this coming. He jumps over it, grabs the door of the container to kind of prop himself up, and he kicks Hikari in the face, then smacks him in the head with the door of the container. And this completely rips the skin off of Hikari's face. Now, obviously, is pretty gruesome, but Hikari's immortal, so that John just heals. And from that point, we get a little bit of quick lore / curse technique situation explanation. I'm not sure if you've heard about this before, but we find out that cursed energy comes from the stomach, and reverse curse technique comes from the head. And so Kashimo not deducing this, but knowing this, then decides that the only way you can really get rid of someone with a reverse curse technique, and the easiest way rather, is to just blow up their head, which is something interesting. I believe people kind of this has been up in the air about whether blowing someone's head up would stop them from using a reverse curse technique to heal it. And the answer is, yeah, if you blow up their head, they'll just die. And so Kashimo's like, all right, I'll just send a lightning bolt right into his head. And so Kashimo goes for it. And at first, I cannot stress, it looks like Hikari's head's about to literally just pop. But he's able to use the healing ahead of time, and he starts healing his brain as soon as it starts getting damaged, and then gets rid of the cursed energy left over from the lightning bolt through like his nose and like I guess his eye area. And he survives. And from that point, we find out that the immortality is going to run out in about 8 seconds after the whole head explosion thing. And so from there, Hikari then goes for a little bit of a blitz. He starts throwing hands real fast. And Kashimo deduces that Hikari is moving faster than he was before. And Hikari deduces that, okay, if it was possible for Kashimo to pull off that move once, but has not previously shown the ability to do that, / hasn't used it again at this point, likely it's a bit more complicated to pull that off than just using one of his regular lightning bolts. Ergo, Hikari deduces he's not going to be able to do it again, so now's the time to really put the hands on him. And so Hikari says that he'll basically sacrifice his immortal body to get these hits off. Basically, he's going to take hits and give them right back. And we get another sequence of them fighting. And basically, Kashimo's brought down to the ground by Hikari. And apparently, Kashimo has a plan. All right. Originally, I was like, dang, Hakari kind of got him. I mean, I don't know how Kashimo was going to get out of this one. Kashimo was like, don't even worry. I accumulated charge in another place. Apparently, he had stored charge in his staff, which he hasn't been using this pretty much his entire time since he was fighting Panda, I suppose. He's pretty much put that down this entire time. And so what he did is he has the lightning come from the staff to him. And because Hakari is in between Kashimo and the staff, the lightning bolt goes right through him. Right through his abdomen, to be specific. And to put it simply, it just blows out half his stomach area. And this is also around the time the immortality runs out. And so effectively, Akari's dead. I mean, there's not really much else to be said. And Kashimo was like, yeah, it seems pretty accurate. It's over. And the goat is just like, domain expansion, restless gambler. I'm like, wait, you're dying. What do you, whoa. Anyway, he opens his domain. That's the end of the chapter. And it was mostly fight battle. It was quite an enjoyable chapter. Kashimo definitely is very strong on the power scale. We're saying he's holding up against Hakari, who again has infinite curse energy and is immortal, very well, and is dealing with him pretty confidently, considering he doesn't have the same kind of non-limitations as Hakari does. And it is even more surprising that he was able to create a plan that, for all intents and purposes, should have just instantly folded Hakari. Like that should have been it. The idea that he can even open a domain expansion, especially since we just found out that cursed energy comes from your stomach, to have his stomach blown in half and still open his domain, man's is pretty strong. He must be. Now, I'm not sure what could possibly happen in the next chapter, because things can get real spicy depending on how you want to look at this, where if Hakari wins the bet and gets a jackpot, pretty much he's seen, unless Kashimo has another thing up his sleeve. I mean, I feel like the second lightning bolt through the staff is definitely one of the trickiest moves he probably has in his arsenal, where like you just won't be able to see it coming at all. But yeah, if he gets a jackpot, I think that's gonna signify that, yeah, he's finished. Well, Kashimo's finished. But if he doesn't get the jackpot, Akari's finished, because I mean, his whole half is blown apart. I mean, it would really probably only take like a couple of punches to knock Hakari out at this point. So we really got an interesting balance here, leaving it all to the power of the pachinko. It's like hard to cards, but hard the gambler, because he's really gambling here. Either he gets the jackpot and can pull it off, or he don't. It's really just that simple. But that's about it for the chapter. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, leave a dislike. Comment. Do you think Hakari is going to be able to get the jackpot? Does Hakari have something else to his domain that will allow him to survive besides just getting outright a jackpot? What do you think is going to be the outcome of this fight? Leave that in the comments below. Subscribe if you like me. I think my videos are pretty good. Hopefully you do too. I think it'd be a mutually beneficial thing to subscribe to me. Just saying. And ring that notification bell, because you should. With that all being said, thank you for watching the video, and the doc is out. Peace.